The Reformation transformed the spirit of the church. It brought about a change, a radical change, in which people would relate to God, and that movement, as we all know, is called Protestantism. I hope we still recognize what we are trying to protest. I think it's not so much the institution of the church, because I'm really thankful to God. I express deep gratitude to God that the Roman Catholic Church, against which Martin Luther protested, has really reformed its church itself in so many ways. In fact, we have a common liturgy now, the Lima liturgy, and I'm not surprised that many who attend our English Vesper service in the evenings are Roman Catholics. No? Of course, they mistake our church as a Roman Catholic church in its architecture, but even in the liturgy, we much have the same liturgy as the Roman Catholic Church now, where the laity read scriptures, they say the prayers, everyone, and there is a sense of community, no longer like you go there and you get out, but there, the word has become open and has not been exclusive, no longer exclusive to the clergy. Our text in Joel, what happened in the Reformation was underlined with a fulfillment of the prophet, of the promise of the prophet Joel. He says, "Afterward I will pour out my spirit on all people, and your sons and daughters will prophesy." The Reformation opened the church to all people. It no longer had the spirit of the Pharisee and the priests during the time of Martin Luther, where the spiritual would look down on pagans and non-Christians and sinners and Gentiles and scoff at them and talk about them in derogatory ways. But the spirit of the Reformation was the Spirit of God poured out on all people. And the text says, "Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men," underline that, your sons and daughters, even women. "Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions. And servants, even servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days, and I will show wonders in the heavens and on the earth." Kahit pa sa mga katulong, makikita nyo, no, na mayroong pagbabago sa kanilang buhay, and they will exhibit wonders that they can do simply because the Spirit of God has been poured out to them and empowers them to do their own ministry in the church. Reformation reminds us that all of us in this Laity Sunday, the Spirit of God is poured out on all of us. We can prophesy. We can dream dreams. We can see visions. And the Lord can use us to show wonders in heavens and on the earth. One theological tenet, and I will end with this, of the Reformation is that the life that we have in Jesus, is not simply the life beyond. In fact, that's why the church was able to flourish in its business of selling indulgences, because the preoccupation of people is that they will go to heaven even if they have to pay their way through. Kahit babayad pa sila, basta makarating sila sa langit. No? At pati yung mga kanilang makakaluluwa, no? Ng kanilang mga minamahal sa buhay. But the Reformation also underlined that we are not simply passing through this earth. This world has been entrusted to us. And we live our life in this world to make this world livable and enjoyable for people to live. That's why we prophesy. That's why we opt to fight for justice and peace and righteousness in our systems and in our structures of society. And I believe that is for the laity to do. Because you are placed in the structures of society, in the different workplaces where you are. You make the faith visible and understandable by working wonders through your visions and your dreams. I will close by this challenge, with this challenge. Luther saw the church needing reform. I invite you that on this Reformation Sunday to look at our church, Central United Methodist Church, the Philippine Central Conference of the United Methodist Church. Our congregations, our leadership, our organization. I trust that as we celebrate Reformation Sunday, we go back to the basics, that we live by faith, that by faith we are a community, and that all of us have the responsibility to do ministry, clergy and laity alike. And may the Lord deliver us from the corruption, the immorality, the spiritual arrogance that Martin Luther tried to reform about the church. May God have mercy on us. Amen.